Henrik, they had 28 shots on goal in the last 2 periods and no goals after a pretty crazy first period. What changed? What stood out after the first period?
Well, I thought we were a little more careful with our pinches, and I felt like they had a lot of odd man rushes in the first, and they're a dangerous team. You know, they've been winning a few games here lately, and they have good force. They can move the puck and shoot the puck. Coming from my last game, a lot of deflections and through some screens, and that's the way the game started today. It just it's important as a goalie to kind of believe in what you're doing and believe that your game plan is the right one, and that's kind of was the biggest test for me today, just to stick with it. And I felt better and better, and I thought our penalty kill was really good in the second. They had a couple of power plays, and it was a great game. You know, I felt like we were played with more control second and third. And the first was more back and forth. I'm not a big fan of that, but it settled down a little bit, and when we started putting pressure on their D and in their zone, I felt like we created some good looks.
The shot that gets you there in the third period on the right arm, where did it hit you and how much did it hurt? Because it looked like it did.
Well, it hit right on the elbow. He took a clapper pretty close. So it's hard to hold on to the sticks for a couple of minutes, but it comes back to you, the strength, but it probably ice it a little bit now, and hopefully it feels better tomorrow.
Alone now in 7th all-time among goaltenders in wins. Speak to the special feeling about that.
Well, it's a proud feeling. When you enter the top 10, I think it was the first time you really start to look at that list. There's some really good goalies and goalies that played a huge part in the history of the game. So it means a lot to me. At the same time, it's a stat where it's really the team. It's more that as a goalie, you've been part of a lot of good teams. They've helped you to be in this position. As a goalie, yeah, you have to do your part, but it's definitely a team stat. So. But at the same time, it's fun to know that you've been a part of a lot of good teams and been part of a lot of wins.
There was a guy on that list who's above you who was in the other crease tonight. Does that register with you at all before the game, during the game?
Well, Roberto, when I was, I think, 17, 18 playing in Sweden, he was definitely one of the guys I looked at. I had my idols, Patrick Raw and Dominik Hasek. But as I got a little older, you start to look at the young goalies coming into the league. I was still playing in Sweden, and he was one of the young guys doing really well with the butterfly style. And he had an amazing career. He's still playing at a really high level, which is inspiring for a guy that's getting up there himself. So, he's doing a great job, and it's always fun to battle against him.